Hey everybody, 404 Yeti here. So today we're going to go through a weekly BugForge challenge. Normally these are a little bit more complex, a little bit more time consuming, and I wanted to give it a try because I felt it was really interesting. So today's topic is actually about prototypes of pollution. So what prototype pollution is it's this prototype in JavaScript where we actually try to add arbitrary code inside of like global properties or global models. And what that should do is it should allow the user to inherit whatever we put inside. So in our case, we're going to see if we can actually give like dev powers to an organization. So let's give that a try. So we're going to go ahead and pull up our cool web app, which is Galaxy Dash by BugForge as usual. So what we're doing, we're just going to go ahead and create an account. So we're just going to fly through this really quick just because, yeah, no, easy does it, right? So we're going to do. We're just going to make a fake company name. So we're just going to call ourselves the testers, general earth. Okay, 1, 2, 3, nowhere. All right. So the reason why I'm doing the full walkthrough is because in here, there's some steps that we have to observe when we're making everything. So we need to say, okay, hey, we need to see what we got. So here in organization, all I'm going to do to initiate this sequence is I'm going to adjust my address and I'm going to save the changes. So what should happen now is I should be able to look at the organization API if we're put, and we should see something interesting. We should see a dev. So here we say, oh, it's false. So at the moment, I don't have any dev powers, which is really interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can pollute the HTTP request with some prototype and see if it'll work. So this one should be relatively okay to do. So we're going to try to squeeze this in here. So let's see, we're gonna kind of work our way in here. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do proto, and then we're gonna put it in here, and then we're going to nest the dev inside of the proto. Okay, so this should be what it should look like. So now we need to encase it. So now everything should look correctly. So now we see that we have put in proto, and we're encasing the dev inside of that. So now everything should be syntactically correct. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and change this from true or from false to true. So what should happen is if I get a 200 OK, then I should be able to have some arbitrary commands. I should be able to do some interesting stuff, you know, stuff like this. So let's just go ahead and send the request. Okay, so I get 200 OK, so my organization was updated successfully. That's a good sign. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in and we're going to go to dashboard, and we're going to go ahead and just order something. Okay, so we're going to make a new booking, and we're going to just pick something random. I'm just going to pick pricing, whatever. All right, so you see I just kind of went through the booking process. We have a very expensive thing we have to do, but $1,500, so that's really expensive. So I don't really like that price, so maybe I want to have like free shipping. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our bookings here. So we're going to actually look at bookings, and then we should be able to pull up this actual total here. So we see total price here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take this into replay it as well, and we're going to just throw it in here, and we're going to try to manipulate that. So now what should happen is if prototype worked correctly, we should be able to just change the price and have like 0 problems. So let's give that a try. So we're going to go ahead and zero this out because I really don't want to pay for shipping. And I should have a 200 OK. All right, so it looks like things look pretty good here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into our dashboard, and then we're going to look at our deliveries. Okay, so let's go ahead and look here. All right, so as you can see, I have 2 deliveries. Both of them are free somehow. So obviously we can see the inherited value. So somehow it got inherited, right? So that's really useful. So let's go in and let's take a look at some shipping details. So let's take a look. I think it's this one. We'll check. All right. And as you can see in my invoice number, I do get the bug. So you guys, you can see how prototype pollution is actually very useful, because now you can see that every time like someone makes an order, it's going to be free, or it's going to be the price that I chose, which actually is very cool. So I think this is something that was really new for me, and that's the reason why I wanted to build this walkthrough. So guys, hopefully you guys like this and learn something new, and I'll see you guys in the next challenge. Thank you.